Hello, YouTube. Let's see. Good morning, heartache. You old gloomy side. Good morning, heartache. Thought we said goodbye last night. Now every day I start by saying to you, good morning, heartache. What's new? Stop haunting me now. I won't stop singing till you. Somebody says hello. Can't shake you no how. Just okay, there you go, sis. Say, shut the hell up. Hey, people. Wish that I forget you. I'm gonna cheat. But you're here to stay. It seems I met you when my love had gone away. Now every day I start by saying to you, hello, darlings. Good morning, heartache. What's new? Heartache, Donald Trump. Okay, I got two subjects I want to cover. First, we need to talk about this damn Trump. So Trump is planning. We had 50,000 people yesterday. 50,000 people contacted coronavirus, right? So he wants to gather 7,500 people at Mount Rushmore. Why Rushmore, you might ask? Well, isn't Rushmore the site of the biggest monuments in the United States of America? He wants to go and further divide. I told you that whatever Trump tried to try to gain momentum, it was going to be around race. So now he wants to go and tell about how evil we are because we don't want to hold up monuments of the Confederacy, the people who wanted slaves, who still want slaves, frankly, many of them. They still think because Trump said just a few days ago that, well, I guess I'm not as great as Abraham Lincoln. I mean, he did something. I guess it was good. He guesses it was good to free the slaves. The irony in all this is the very people who he wants to gather, all the bigots of the world, those are the ones most easily, who most easily follow him. He wants to gather them in these crowds with this raging coronavirus spread, right? Now, does that make sense? I would think you would want to protect them, Trump. Let's face it, people. There's no reason for no rally. What are you rallying for? The ones who are going to vote for him, they're just like Jim Jones and the Jews. They're going to drink the juice. But what's the point of a rally? If Trump has something to say to America, couldn't he just come on and tell it? We have all this technology now. Abraham Lincoln, they didn't have no technology. They had to have rallies. People had to come together, right? All through history, up until maybe the 60s. Basically all they had were rallies, right? But now, this dude he can broadcast to what do we got? 300 million people in the United States at the same time in seconds. Whatever Trump has to say could be said on television, could be said from his house or one of his mansions. There is no reason for him to gather these people together. He should be put in jail because the law is, in many of these places where he's gathering them, is you can't have more than 10 people in the state. Now, are these actual laws? Are I don't know. They're mandates for these cities. You can't have more than 10,000 people in any gathering, and they have to be social distancing, right? So why is him, who is supposed to be a leader of the free world, why is he allowed to break all the laws and then gather not 10 people, not 100 people or 1,000 people? He's allowed to come in there and just like a wrecking ball and gather 7,000 people. He's the president. He's supposed to be smart. He's supposed to be getting briefings that the rest of us don't get. So the numbers that we get $50,000 in one day. 50,000 people in one day. No telling what the real numbers are. And he don't even want you to test. He said, if you test more, you get more numbers. That makes me look bad. People, this experiment was a wash. It was an absolute failure. No, you can't just take a business person with no political history at all, only in creating a buzz on television. You can't take that person and put him in charge of the government. The whole world is saying you have to stay in. The whole damn, not only this country, other countries where you have proof that it works. We have the whole damn European nation. They won't even allow Americans to come in there because of our irresponsibility around coronavirus. Number one, we're number one in the world, all right, Trump. Number one for corona spread. Hello, people. Yes, I'm on one so he chooses now. He wants to. I told you guys from the very beginning that whatever Trump tried to gain votes, it was going to be around race, right? That's the only thing he has common with these fat people who he's gathering. Shouldn't say fat people. With these crowds he's gathering, the only thing he has common with them is that they're white, and he that's what he stokes, their whiteness. So now we're all trying to get these damn monuments to these traitors taken down. Like then, like there are some special kind of people who fought to have slaves, who turned on their own government so they can own slaves, own people. He wants to gather them at the site of this big monument to statues. So you know what he's going to talk about, right? Not only does he not give a fuck about us, he don't give a fuck about you, because he's gathering you knowing you could probably die, and telling you masks are optional. Now, how hard is it to say that masks are mandatory? Then they got this 7,500 chairs, right? In the face of this monument. In the face of Mount Rushmore, it's probably gonna be all white people, right? Which is generally what his things are, except for the ones he pays to be there, like Diamond and Silk. They have got zip ties around all the chairs. Now, how are you going to have zip ties around all the chairs and do any kind of social distancing at all? You're right next to each other, just like this. So everything the government has told us about distancing ourselves, about wearing masks, about social distancing, every rule, every single suggestion, he breaks. What kind of a person is this? We're going to call him president. That's the president. Instead of trying to calm racial tensions in this country when they're about to erupt, what does he do? He goes and takes the sides of the opposition. The people who want to keep up and give honor to racists. I think most of them are generals. But these monuments, like, hold that up. It's time to let that go, Trump. Don't you follow the world at all? I mean, don't you think on things to get better? He wants to make America white again. So he's not giving a damn about us. But what amazes me is he don't give a damn about them either, because they're going to take all that virus they're collecting and they're going to take it right back to their families, right? All white families, Trump. Prima Wanda, hi. Blue skies. I guess all you guys' name. I'm glad you're here, though. People, cancel your 4th of July. I mean, I know it's a holiday, but can we get through a holiday because we have a worldwide pandemic? You know, you want people to come away from this thing dead. That's what happens. It's not because of you being exposed. It's because you become a carrier and you carry it back to other people that you care about. Now, I know from experience that several of my friends have lost people in their families from this coronavirus. It is serious, people. It is serious. No matter what that idiot goes up there and says, that ain't that big a deal and it's going to go away. Is it still going to go away, Trump? We got 130,000 people dead. 100, and that's like wiped out 10 small towns. Depending on the size of the town, it could be a lot more damage than that. But 130,000 people dead. And this fool is sitting up here, he won't even put a mask on. What does he think he is proving by not putting a mask on? He's still thinking that he is some kind of somebody impressed by the way he looks, with this ridiculous hairdo, comb over and all this kind of shit, and going in the tanning bed and making yourself orange. It tells you that somehow in his mind, he thinks he looks good or something. It's got to be that, right? His ego will not let him put a mask on. And he doesn't give a fuck about whatever makes sense. Doesn't make sense to him because he's protected. They're not going to let anybody within 6 feet of the president anyway, under any conditions, right? So he's saying that you guys can catch this coronavirus, but I'm pretty much protected because I got all the people around me, right? Come on, people. I mean, that just doesn't make any damn sense at all. We don't even know the full fallout from Tulsa, Oklahoma yet. We know that Herman Cain was there, one of his boys, one of the few black Republicans in the world. Herman Cain was there, smiling and grinning and cheesing all in the crowd and all that kind of stuff. Everybody around him, not one of them had a mask on. Not one of them had a mask on. These are black people at a white rally. He is hospitalized with coronavirus. They ain't going to hospitalize no Herman Cain with coronavirus unless he really needs it. That's how sick that old man is. What did you prove, Herman Cain? Oh, hey, blue skies. Well, we can all be pissed at him. I mean, he's on every network for every day. This is what he wanted, right? The whole world talking about his ass. But I think they should, like they're canceling people. Celebrities say the N-word one time in his whole 50 years of living, canceling people. Somebody said something inappropriate. Somebody said something about a woman's skirt. They cancel them. They take people off of television, been on television for 50 years because they said something inappropriate to a woman. Why don't we just cancel? First of all, it would be nice to cancel Trump. Cancel these damn rallies. Maybe he should have to abide by the same laws that everybody else does. We can't have a rally. He can't have a rally. What if one of these singers decided he wanted to have a concert? Are they allowed to just go out and gather themselves 7,000, 8,000 people before they can have a concert? No, because it's against the law. Why does this person supposed to be the president get to break the law time and time again? And remember, people, this thing is just starting. It's just starting, and it's all for his ego. There's no reason he has to have these damn rallies. If Trump wants to communicate something to the world, he has the internet, he has television, he has every news station, he has every opportunity to say what he has to say. But see, it's not about that. It's about roaring that crowd up, getting that crowd going, stirring up their hatred. That's what he depends on. It's insane. Is it dislike? Oh, I don't know. Can I even see my likes and dislikes? I don't know. Somebody told me those are important for your algorithm or something. Anyway, so people, please distance. I know you want to eat those ribs and all that kind of stuff. Can't you just give it up for 1 year? Can't you just say no? Because we couldn't just say no for these 3 months. Now we're basically at the same place where we started. Nothing has changed. The numbers are going up, 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 up. They went down in New York. Why? Because they were doing all those things that were suggested that we do. Staying at home. It was working. It worked for countless other countries. It worked. But no. Trump don't give a damn. He got to get out in front of the people and rile them up. Rile that hatred up, honey. Get it going. An idiot. Trump's rally should be canceled. It's against the law. Damn, how are you going to believe anything come out the White House and they tell you the one thing and they do the exact opposite? The exact opposite of what they're recommending. What they were recommending seemed to work. The numbers were going down. Now what? Numbers going wild. And all got to say, oh, I love you, Mr. Trump. Look, I'm not wearing a mask. I'm not wearing a mask. Spitting down my uncle's throat. Maybe he'll die. I don't know, Mr. Trump. Fucking idiots. Like that's supposed to be some kind of political statement. You don't protect your own goddamn family. That's a political statement. What about when your grandma dies? Are you going to still be a Trump supporter? People act stupid. You're following Jim Jones some damn body. All right. How long have I been on this thing? Okay. Maybe we'll get back there. I don't know. The other issue I have. Yes, I have another issue. I saw that monster over there. Now, I know people, you're already saying, you said you wouldn't mention that person. You said this, you said that, you said this. I have a reaction to that fire monster. She calls herself doing expo. What she call it? Creepy call. Well, creepy call. They use that for child molesters, right? There's no evidence of that at all. This is the name she just hung on him. Today, I stumbled into one of them videos, and she said, "Oh, this is the last episode," and she started reading from this man's book, and she started saying all these disparaging things about him and his family. And you know what got me figured like I had to say something about it? Because she just told the story of pretty much every gay man in the world. Every goddamn one of us had been rejected at some point or felt rejected at some point in our families. Those that say, "Oh no, it was perfect," don't listen to them. The majority. We've all had to experience that, right? When you first tell your family, everybody rejects you. I remember my cousin. I was best friends with my cousin. I think I was about 11, 12 years, no, maybe 12, 13 years old. 12, 13 years old, I moved into my cousin's neighborhood, right? We moved out of the projects finally. My mama bought a house. First thing they do, they identify there's something a little different about me, the people in the neighborhood, right? So my best friend, my family, turned on me. Turned on me because I was gay. He already knew what I was. Believe me, he already knew what I was. But to follow these crowds, these hateful ass kids being kids, turned on me. I don't think we've spoken 100 words since then in Indiana. So yes, we experienced, that's been part of the gay experience for millennia. Yes, people have found out when they first find out, they rejected. Say, "No, you're not that. I didn't raise no this. I didn't raise no that." And we all know the story of the transgender people who huge amounts of them have been thrown out in the streets when their parents find them in a dress. We know that. It's hurtful history. It's hurtful history. I pray God is not the same as it was back then when I was days when I was coming out and before. But yeah, we all have had that experience. She going through this man's book. This man is just wrote his memoir. This nasty person, this horrible, nasty person, goes on like she has really trying to hurt him in his own words. That is our experience, woman. That's more a reflection of your homophobia. But you didn't turn out any better. Even with all the rejection that gay people have discovered in their early lives, usually it dissipates as time goes on. At some point, you just have to accept reality. But some people have never been to live with their families. It's a hurtful thing. Hurtful thing, right? But she's talking to that man like he's the only one. No, honey. We've survived some stuff. Heterosexual people made it real hard. And a lot of times they just didn't understand. All they knew was church. Most black people were brought up in the church. All they know what the church, what the preacher say, what the pastor say. Never mind the pastor being caught in bed with young girls. Never mind the pastor been stealing all the money for years. Had to fight. Never mind any of that. He said about the homosexuals. So we know we were almost always tormented. Only recently, or even getting the respect in media. Only recently, people. So I don't know who she thinks she's reading. Is she reading all of us? Oh, then she went on about his relationship with his father, which was a non-relationship, same as mine. As a matter of fact, that monster, she described a scene almost exactly to mine. I remember when I was a young kid, I had to be 8 years old, right? I had never seen or known my actual father. My mother remarried soon after she was pregnant, about a year later. But there was a guy came next door. My cousin came and told me, the same one I was talking about, came and told me that your father is next door, right? I sit out there on that porch for hours and hours and hours, hoping that this man who I had never met, who was next door, will come and at least say hello to his son, right? Never happened. Deep hurts. So for that monster to sit over there acting like we are the only ones. Black people, get real. How many of you didn't know your daddies? How many of you didn't know your daddies well? Why are there so many single black parents right now? As a matter of fact, why does her daughter doesn't have a father either, right? Isn't it the same thing? So why is the rejection of Caldwell's father or his irresponsibility and not to take care of his son, I mean, whatever he contributed, why is that so different than what you're doing with your daughter, Phi Monster? So many of us, black people had issues go all the way back to slavery. All the way back to slavery. People dropping babies and not being able to be a family. It goes all the way back. It's a serious issue in the Black community, extremely serious. Where do you think they have projects? Do you know projects all around the country? They're only built for single mothers, you know. They are built for single mothers. If there is a man in the house capable of supporting the family, he cannot be there. They will not give them a residence there. Keep it real, people. You are Black people. Just if you just happen to, I just happened, my father was there. Girl, be happy. You got blessed. Sometimes the man being in the house is not a good thing at all. Sometimes it's just, if he's an abusive monster and he's there, I don't know how you gonna hold it over somebody who don't have that burden. The point is, people have issues. We ain't no perfect families. And she certainly is not from the slums of Chicago. Slums of Chicago. But yeah, she wants to kind of criticize everybody else. So yeah, gay people have had obstacles, unfair obstacles against them simply because they were gay. It's not unusual. James' story is not unusual. It's common. Me, myself, I left home at 19 years old, rarely even look back. That's just the way it is for me. But I take offense at this monster, this thing, go through somebody else's memoir and try to embarrass him about the way gay people have been treated in history. Surprised she didn't go the way. Did you find anybody been gay bashed? Any murders? Phi Babe you can throw up in people's face? Nasty, nasty woman. A lot of young kids watch this stuff and they're dealing with the hurt right now. They're trying to explain to their mama right now about their differentness. So maybe it's a burden you didn't have, but you had the burden of pregnancy and no man, right? So you're accusing him of not having a relationship with his father. I want to ask you, where is your daughter's father? Is he in the house? Is he bringing home a paycheck, paying the light bills, gas bills, working, striving to get you in the house? It's not an unusual story, people. A lot of single mothers, honey, whether they want to raise their hand or not, a lot of hurt being a Black person in America. A lot of it started with slavery. Hey, people, surfing tangents. I'm going to listen to you at random here. He wants to have his ego stroked and leave behind footage like Hitler. Okay, she's talking about Trump. Yes, it's all about, those rallies are all about Trump's ego, honey. He's trying to pump himself up. Whatever he has to say, he can say right here on one of these screens. And we would hear every word. And we can analyze every word he has to say. But he really didn't have anything. He doesn't even have an agenda for his second term. He hasn't accomplished anything except for rich people. They pay a whole lot less taxes. He said, what is your next agenda for the next, if you get elected? Oh, when I came here, I didn't know anybody. Now I know everyone. I know them. That's your plan, Trump. You know them. Who gives a fuck if you know them or not? It's all about him. What they say about him. Idiot. I know I'm going back and forth now, people. I am sorry. Let me see what else guys said. Please tell me if Trump rallies are being canceled. I wish they would be canceled. He's breaking the law. He should throw his ass in jail. It's on GP. Revolt. Why hasn't that man caught? I don't know. Not wishing upon anyone. Well, him being the president, they're not going to let him within 6 feet of him, right? But I would think, even in the outside arena, didn't look good. Iced coffee. Iced coffee. Let me see. What question was I just on? Yeah, they want to be able to be near him. What's the whole point of not wearing a mask? It doesn't make any damn sense. It doesn't make any sense at all, people. What the hell? You put a mask on so you don't kill people. Don't he realize that he has a responsibility to lead? Do you guys think that Obama at this point would be wearing a mask when he's out there with people? Is Biden wearing a mask? Are any people who are not Trump supporters, they're all wearing masks, right? He says he loves them, and yet he is literally killing them or encouraging him to die. Because to not wear a mask, that is saying that you are a Trump supporter. The fuck? You're risking your life because you're a Trump supporter? These are the kind of people who are so easily led in these churches. They're easily led, honey. They took that orange juice and drank it. In Guyana, Jim Jones. Hi, Mr. Sudi. Don't worry about it. Likes, dislikes, like it or dislike it. I don't give a damn. If you dislike it, seems to me you go somewhere else. That monster, though, she just offended me. Fire monster. I'm trying to throw that up in somebody's goddamn face. They ain't gonna cause they ain't no problem. Honey, ask half of these black people on here, the ones who are able to tell the truth. How many of them were raised with two parents? If they decide to tell the truth. How many right now are raising children without the man in the home? It's hard, honey. She complaining about him, not knowing his father. What about you, woman? Where is your child's daddy at? Look in your own damn house. You think it's so funny these gay people have been rejected for no reason of their own, just because of who they are. That's amusing to you? Nasty woman. Nasty woman. In the ghetto. I don't wear a Harlow. I don't wear mask outdoors. Eating clean and herbs is the first defense against any disease, even the man-made ones such as COVID. Yeah, outdoors you're safer, but these people are outdoors and their seats are tied together, so they're right next to each other. You're supposed to be outdoors. You're supposed to be 6 feet apart, right? That's what they tell us in the parks and the beaches and all that kind of stuff, right? He sandwiched them all together. Even when he had the indoor rally, they were sandwiched all together, right? Right next to each other. He's breaking all the rules, all the suggestions by the scientists. This is my point. If I'm outside, I'm wearing my mask all the time, every time I leave out the house, right? And I wear gloves. Now, I've noticed that most people are not wearing gloves, but it's just something that I feel comfortable doing. So take charge of your own life. But don't be going in here because you are a supporter of this person and doing things you wouldn't ordinarily do. Things you know make sense. How can you sit there and be comfortable knowing you're exposing yourself to all this disease? When you're outdoors and your seats are like that, you're spitting, you're rallying. That's what a rally is. Yay, 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 Trump forever, all this bullshit. White power and all this kind of stuff. You're spitting all over each other. And then another thing people don't realize, when you're outside, there's wind. So if you're spitting, the wind carries the spit further than 6 feet. The wind carries. You're all outdoors. And so you got all this coronavirus, because obviously many of us are carrying it anyway without even knowing it. All this coronavirus, and the wind is just whipping it across everybody. And nobody got a mask on, their nose not covered, mouth not covered. When they talk, they spit. Look at my, okay, I'll show you my microphone. I got to clean my microphone. I got to clean it all the time because there's spittle that comes out of your mouth naturally. If you're excited, you're spitting all over the place. And this fool does not give a damn. He's got Secret Service all around him, so can't no spittle get to him. I'm the only person that is at my job who's wearing masks. Good for you, focus. Stick to your guns, honey. Take care of yourself. Protect yourself. You love your family, take care of them. You have children in your house, take care of them. Parents, take care of them. Friends, strangers. Hi, Alfreda Gross. Okay. Yeah, so number now is $50,000, 50,000 a day. Mm-hmm. His rallies, he doesn't even. He said, "Well, the mask. If you want to wear one, I won't wear one." What kind of sense does that make, Trump? You people are following behind this narcissist who gives a fuck about you. He only cares about himself and his little fragile ego. There's no reason for him to have a rally at all. If he wants to say something to the public, he can say it through all his damn machines. He doesn't give a damn about you. Okay, these average Trump supporters, you people out there, I see you. I see your big selves. Do you really think that Donald Trump, before he became the president, was going to sit down and share a meal with you? Do you not think that if he saw any of you anywhere near his Trump hotel, he would not call security? Do you think that he would not resist renting to any person of any color at all? Have they all been discriminated against? All the ones in his buildings, all the people who live in Trump Tower. Go and take a tally. How many black people live in this building? Now, right now. He's a racist. He's a racist. And he's stoking you people who he don't give a damn about. He's a racist who is stoking these people who are exposing themselves to coronavirus to support him. What skin in the game does he have? None. Oh, I'm testing regularly. I'm testing regularly. Are those people in the audience, are they tested regularly? Trump? These people you care so much about, these poor white people. I wonder what books he read. He ain't read that much. But were they all dictators? Were they all Hitler type people? Learn how to control the mind? What kind of reading did he do? All the people he seems to admire are all these dictators, these Putins. Prima Wanda, the governor of Indiana, that's where I'm from, has halted stage 5 of opening our state. I am thankful for that. However, they still opened the states too early. Yes, they did. Way too early. All the scientists were telling them that it was way too soon to open. We can't get a hold of this thing if you open right now. And what did he do? He took them off stage. Fauci, you don't hear about them. You hear about them on YouTube now. No interest at all in saving lives. Could care less. That's Trump. It's more important to them to come there and wave, oh, Donald Trump. That's more important. Why can't they just vote for you, Trump? All these factory workers, you promised you will get their jobs back. I guess you thought you were going to run the Mexicans away and they'll get their jobs back. Did any of them get a job back? Did any plants reopen? You promised, right? How you doing with that gate? Did the Mexicans pay for the gate? For the fence around the United States? Wall, as he calls it. They say they did 2 miles of new wall. He goes and claims it's 120 miles. How you people gonna put a damn liar? It doesn't offend you that when somebody lies to you? That should have been a disqualifier. It should have been canceled Trump. From the moment you realized how much he was lying to you, you should have canceled him out. No, we want to use our cancel capacity on comedians, newscasters, actresses. Oh, people, what are we gonna do? I know you're frustrated. I mean, it's been 3 months. Jesus Christ. And for them to say that we're not no better off than we were in April, I mean, we got to start all over again. All the places that open, they got to close now. And start all over again. Try to do it. All we got to do is go look at other countries. What happened? What did you do? Not Trump. Lord, that old man just to go sit down some damn where. Sit down. Don't even run, honey. You're useless. Climbing up somebody else's ego for fucking 3 years. Forgetting all of the things that he's done wrong. All of his interaction with Vladimir Putin. All of his racist rhetoric. I told you guys 3 months ago, be prepared for the race riots or race wars. So that's all he's going to stoke. Now he's going to defend the statues and the Confederate flag. What country are we, Trump? Shouldn't one country have one flag? We already have a flag. Why do we need the other one? Or the people who try to tear it down? Thank you, Catherine. Yeah, I felt bad about that person trying to throw that man's history in his face like that. It's terrible. I mean, you can go through anybody's life. You're going to find hardship. Why don't you go over there and write a letter to Oprah Winfrey? Ask her about her upbringing. These people kill me. All these superstars, when they tell their memoirs, they are able to tell the truth and say how hard it was, honey. It's hard in the ghetto. They get on here and now, you know, well, she thinks she was born a silver spoon. Did she really think she was a middle-class woman or something? Tell your own story, Fire Monster. Tell your own goddamn story. Where your daddy? Is it true the rumors we have about your mother? Was she really a working woman? Tell that story. Tell something real, honey. Anybody gonna hold it against you? Only monsters like you are gonna hold it against people. Monsters. Paris is Burning, which was recommended by... Oh, yeah, I've seen Paris is Burning many times, Elaine. That's what inspired Pose. Some of the stories were even taken from the real documentary, Paris is Burning. It's on Netflix. It's just a documentary telling you about the life. Maybe it tells you something about... Anytime you watch a story about any gay people, they all have basically the same thing. Most of them didn't have no relationship with their father. And even when the father was there, the relationship was not good. And when the father found out they were gay, it was very rarely good. Phony people were trying to make it outside like it was all roses and all that. But no, it was hard, honey. It's hard coming out. It's hard making that decision, honey. And them early years are hard. And many times you find your ass on the street. People have to oppose you so much, like it's going to make a goddamn difference. Yeah, there's a lot of truth in Paris is Burning. When did they come out? 70s? You're walking heavy? What is heavy? Lord knows. What does that mean, Reggie P? They're still getting obstacles. And the sad part, I think, as far as straight people and gay people, after you've done rejected your family member and you have put your family member on the street, and as far as you know, your family's out there selling their ass on the street. I mean, what do you get from that? You have sacrificed your own family to go and listen to some dude in a preacher who got 2 or 3 families around town, who puts it wherever he wants to put it, and then come on and be a hypocrite and talking about, that's a sin. What sin? You rejected them before they did anything, just for being who they are. Rejected your own damn family. That's got to be a sin as well, isn't it? Based on some ancient books, ancient texts. Now we don't even go by what the morality was in the 1950s. We don't go by the morality what the morality was in the 1800s. You guys done skip past all that, and you want to find your morality in the desert 6,000 years ago. Yep. A lot of kids that would have went on to college and made themselves alive, they got distracted. Why? Because they discovered who they were. And they got no support. That's funny to her. I wonder if she laughs and smiles when transgender women are being murdered in the street right now. Oh, you got murdered. That is one horrible, horrible woman. Oh, Lunana. Yeah, it's common. It's common. But I mean, over time, I mean, I haven't even spoken about the issue of me being gay for at least 30 years. That's something you go through as a young person. But at some point, you're going to have to come to reckonings with it. You got to have to come to some kind of acceptance of it, because the people ain't changing. So it's part of the experience coming out. You ladies right now, you know you want your sons to be straight. Unfortunately, you wanting them to be straight and them being straight have got nothing to do with each other, honey. Either they are or they aren't. Baby, what you gonna get? I keep forgetting to close the door. Excuse me, darlings. Shut up, sweetie. Oh, they saw my booty. I saw that. I saw you looking at my ass. Give me $50. Y'all catch a glimpse of my booty? I felt some air back there. Oh, this is one of them. These is one of them stretchy shirts, right? They stretch, but they don't account for these bellies, honey. So even though it's like you like those people wear those skinny jeans, this shirt is made of that kind of stuff, right? But it was made for a slimmer person. I guess you got to get stretchy long. That's what I got to get. Either that or stop eating. Ballet. Yep, he's had people all around him. He's had his Secret Service people, 12 of them with coronavirus. Right? Aren't they 6 feet around him? When they go around Trump, are they protecting him at a distance of 6 feet? No, they're right there, breathing the same air. And I don't care how he thinks or feels. He is still in his 70s. So he's a prime person to catch corona, and it could kill him. Damn. They have a silly ass argument like, oh, it doesn't look dignified. What the fuck? Who cares about dignified? Trump, you're in your 70s. And that hairdo looks ridiculous. And the orange tanning, you don't got to do all that. Egomaniac. Nobody looking at you like is anything desirable. The only thing desirable about you, Trump, would be your money. And you, deep down, you know that. So I don't know why you're so vain. You're so vain. You probably think this song is about you. You're so vain. I bet you think this song is about you. Don't you? Don't you? He thinks everything's about him. What did these people start coming to him because their grandma done died? My grandma, he don't give a fuck. He said, get this thing out of here. That's what he's telling his people. Yeah, they're gonna, when it touches home, that's what they're gonna resist. And he got no explanation. He ain't got no nothing. Oh, it was bound to happen anyway. Oh God. So Trump, if we are all not allowed to gather more than 10 people, why would you come to town and gather 7,000 people and tie their chairs together to say face to face? And then we already see the evidence. None of your people wear masks. How do you justify that? Just to hear you talk for an hour? Was it really worth it? How far are these people traveling up into the mountains to hear Donald Trump tell jokes? Talk nasty about people. He calling Biden old. He's the same damn age. Just because he's a loudmouth, that doesn't change anything. You're still a 70-year-old man, 74. What's the difference? I wear a mask and gloves outside. Me too, honey. Everywhere I go. If I go down the elevator and discover, oh, I forgot my mask, I'm going right back. I go outside, and I discovered I don't have my gloves on. I'm going right back and get them. The stakes are too high. Hey there, Connor. And he's a liar. For me, him being a liar should have disqualified him to be the president. When they saw how much that dude lies, 3,000 and 4,000 before he even got elected, that should have canceled Trump right there. He knows who to appeal to. He appeals to ignorant. He appeals to ignorant people. Let's just face it, honey. That's who likes Trump. He knows, he corrals them and leads them into the ditch. College educated women, they done turned on his ass. Yep, he acts like a child. Arrested development. That's what happens when your parents pay for your schooling, pay your way through everything. I'm disappointed that people didn't keep on investigating him. I would like to know more about these sex escapades of his. Who hires only one porn star? I'm sure there are other witnesses, other testimonials. They gave it up when he got in. How many businessmen have been ripped off by Trump? They should come forth and give testimony. Maybe we can turn a few of those votes people and start looking at what the hell they put in the White House, realizing that every time we have a catastrophe or disaster, he's of no use at all. He's doing the exact opposite of what the government should be doing at this point. Resist everything. Then they're going to try to come with a stimulus to give you a couple $100 so you'll shut up right before the election. People, you're going to sell yourself. Don't sell yourself for $1,200. No, Connor, I think Hillary is retired now. She tried twice. Paid his way out of the draft. That's right. Yet he's so easily to send them other guys over there, these young people's children, and then he don't even give a damn that Putin is over here paying people to kill him. Putin was paying people up to $100,000 to kill Americans. Trump had to know it. How the hell did he not know it? I didn't know anything about it. Oh, I didn't know anything. Oh, I think Putin's still a strong. He said very strongly he didn't do it. He said very strong. What the hell you mean strong? How the hell you say something strong? Me cussing your ass out, is that strong? Horrible person. This is going to be the most horrible person in history. They're going to show pictures of him gathering these rallies. Then they're going to show the numbers. In history, they're going to show you his big rallies in this run-up. Remember now, it's just now starting. Show you all these people, right? Then after they show you all the pictures of the rallies in history, then they're going to start showing you the numbers, how the numbers climb straight up. And how many people died. How many people died? He's going to have a history like one of these foreign dictators. Contributing to the deaths of thousands of American people. Hi, Ms. Motown. Nikki. Who's in here? Nicole Reloaded. Yeah, so I guess thumbs up. It helps your algorithms or whatever. I'm not gonna pretend I understand all this stuff, but please thumbs up the video, people. Maybe it means more people will see it. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. So y'all, I see I have not got one comment about that Fire Monster. So that's telling me that y'all think I should let that alone. Right. But I am a gay man. I'm going to speak on things that I think are wrong and offensive. And for her to be sitting up here talking about the plight of gay people, she thinks she's talking about the plight of Colwell. like who this is why he became who he was. But he's talking about so much more than that. That's the plight of a lot of us. A lot of us had these family issues, right? And her, aren't they saying her mother was a working prostitute? How wonderful could it have been? Aren't her brothers in prison for murder? What is she talking about? Isn't she from some of the hardest ghettos in Chicago? What's she talking about these perfect families? How's she gonna go digging into somebody else's family? Where is the husband? Where is her husband? Let's start there. Where is the father of her child? Does he live there? So aren't you giving the same history to your daughter as you're accusing this man of having? Doesn't she hear you on here saying all these horrible, nasty things and all this horrible, nasty cussing and B word this, B word that whole this, all that? Aren't you in a one-bedroom apartment? So if you're in a one-bedroom apartment, doesn't your daughter hear all of it? How could she not hear all of it? It's like if somebody's in my living room right now, you think they wouldn't hear what I'm saying? So what are you training? How are you training her? A person, you're one of the nastiest mouths on YouTube, right? She's talking about how black women are treated. Who treats them worse than her? All day, every day. She's talking horrible things, saying nasty things about people. And she thinks her daughter doesn't hear that. She's in the next room, sometimes walking through. And she's always talking about her. Now, when you really start paying attention to how she uses her daughter for her YouTube beefs, it really is very disgusting. I didn't see it in the verse because I don't watch her. I don't watch her. If I'm short on material or something, I'll peek in on everybody. Everybody said nobody watches nobody, all that kind of shit. But if you're going to really talk about what's going on YouTube, you got to peek in. You got to see. And gloves are cheap, people. Gloves are cheap. They give you 100 pair of latex gloves for usually it's about $9. So they're 10 cents a piece. That's why I'm going. I've been through several boxes since I've been in here. Some of you guys are still working, whatever you have, whatever rules you have there. I don't think there should be a rule against you wearing gloves, though, and a mask. I'm going backwards here. Let me see. And her with these nasty ass. When you make nasty statements like that, baby, in history, all throughout history, the instance of gay suicide is much higher than instance of other people because they have other complications. It's harder. It's harder to realize that you're different than your compadres and your family members. It's hard. So the suicide rate has always been very high. So when people go on here talking this nasty shit that she talks, it's harmful. It's harmful to society. And then I guarantee you her daughter's going to be a homophobe. How can she not be? She hears everything she says, honey. Believe me, that girl's not sitting in there playing with no dolls when her mama's going off on these tirades in the living room. She got her head listening to every damn word. This is how she's being trained for the world. And you worried about how somebody else was raised? Why your family got so many issues? They were raised so perfectly. Your family was so perfectly. You're Ozzy and Harriet, I guess. Well, we're just glad Butter got out at least. So I don't mind talking about real stuff, honey. We got issues. Issues, not for you, just not material for you, Fire Monster. His niece's tell-all book. Oh, Elaine, you've pre-recorded. Okay, Elaine Berry. I pre-recorded his niece's tell-all book. Oh, that's the book he's trying to get blocked. He tried to get all books blocked, really. He don't want nobody to tell the truth about him. Why all books automatically so offensive to you, Trump? So they're all negative. Because you're a monster. And you don't want nobody to reveal it. They say his father had money too, right? Trump attempted to take the money from all of his siblings. He wanted to get all the money. Greedy little monster. So he can go and blow it on dumbass ideas of his. How the hell you gonna a casino gonna fail? Fail that and get more money, get more money. Then he tried to, after the man died, he tried to take all the money for himself. Yeah, I think Putin has something on this dude. He's a puppet. He still won't say nothing. He's still like, even though Putin has been proven now to have been paying people to kill Americans up to $100,000 each, Trump has still not said anything bad about Putin. Even now. That dude got so much information on him, he could blow his head off, honey. He's got so much information on Trump. No matter what he does, can't find the words. But he can sure find the words about somebody taking a kneel for racial justice. Now they're trying to paint Black Lives Matter in front of Trump Tower. He sure took an interest in that. He said, bring that hate speech. What the hell you mean hate speech? Don't you believe it's time that the Black lives do matter? All we're asking is you don't murder us. Is that such a tough ask, Trump? Damn, it's not like you done called a bunch of serial killers. You killed a bunch of innocent people. You don't think I should stop? Racist. He's going to get worse, too. There's going to be more and more racial issues. Believe me. That's the only thing he's running on right now. He ain't got nothing else to run on. His handling of this coronavirus has been pitiful. He has not made a mark on it at all. So all this talk about ventilators and all this talk about getting all these millions of masks and all this shit has landed us the exact same place where we were when we started. He hasn't done anything. And now he's done pulled out of it. Oh, I don't want to talk about that. So we're having updates every day, and he goes in and makes them political rallies. Then when they tell him you sound so stupid, telling people to shoot up gasoline and shit. Whenever they convince him that you're making it worse and worse and worse on yourself every time you open your mouth, he decides to, okay, we don't need no more updates. It wasn't about you in the first place, Trump. It was not your rally in the first goddamn place. We wanted to hear what the scientists had to say, what was really going on. He takes them down. Oh, we won't have them on no major networks. Like it went away or something. And it hasn't gone anywhere. All thing we number one in is coronavirus. Okay, thank you, Reggie. Y'all got to hit me through the language. Brazil. Let me see. Herman Cain is a cancer survivor. That means he's more susceptible, honey. He sure they look stupid in there, smiling in there. They got a little pocket of black people in there. So every time they want to do a photo shoot, they drag them around. Come on, Herm. Come on, Herm. Take the picture. Okay, get the hell out of my face. You ain't never going to be part of the club, Herman Cain. They got Uncle Ben in there. They drag him out. Are they going to make Uncle Ben wear a mask? They should require, the law should apply to everybody in order for the law to mean anything. It should not be one law for us and another one for Trump. We can't have 10 people, yet people have to have funerals. People have had to be forced to have their funerals. Only 2 people at a time come and see the body. And they got to sit in seats all around the church, right? He done canceled all the church services, canceled all the business. You can't go buy a blouse. All this stuff is canceled. And here comes Trump, and he puts them all together to hell with all the rules. If it's a law for us, it should be the law for him. He should be an example of following the law. Oh, but they protest. They protesting you, Trump. They protested because a man was murdered before our eyes. We watched somebody killed by your police. He still ain't said a shit about that. He ain't got to say, "Oh, George Floyd," in passing. They told him, say that name. He fires everybody. That's true, Mr. Sudi. As soon as they say anything, he fires them. So then we don't even get a conducive voice there. That woman, that blonde woman, oh, what a job to have. Who would want that kind of job? Sit up there trying to justify every damn thing that nasty monster does. What's her name? Is it McEnany? Where is the self-respect, honey? But they're so delusional that they just convinced themselves, oh no, he's a great president. Oh, no one's ever did it. Trump said he's the best president in the history of the world, honey. He compares himself to Abraham Lincoln. He guessed that Lincoln did something good. That was a nod to all his races. So now he's going to Mount Rushmore to defend them and their Confederate soldiers' statues. Who gives it? It's a statue, honey. Ain't he been up here long enough? How many? 300 years? The South is trying to do better. He's not making it better, honey. He's going to end up bringing us back to where we were because he's making America great again, white again. Oh, you saw my booty crack? I'm sorry, honey. I'm sorry I had to submit you to that. Usually I would ask you for $50, you know. Anyway. Oh, Lord bless you. Oh. No, Miss Motown, I'm not deleting this video. I'm too crazy. I don't even know how to edit it out, but y'all should feel blessed seeing that delicious old man's booty crack. Connor Turk just like Trump. Mm-hmm. All right, people. So it's Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Friday. Doesn't really matter, does it? When you're retired, Friday's just another day. So you guys getting a taste of it, what it's going to be like. You see. Yeah, Connor, Trump is a horrible example for you guys, for young people. I don't know why these people are making their children watch Trump and encouraging his foolishness. So they're going to be just like, they're going to say, what, lying don't mean anything. I can lie. Donald Trump lies. Look where he is. Oh, he made a big building. Oh, all the Trump. He don't know all those buildings either, people. They bought the name from him. Oh, you can lie. Or you can talk about black people. You can talk about the colors. You can talk about, you can just be a bigot. That's fine. This is what this thing is showing. It's the example he's showing for your children. The example, break all the laws. He make all the laws and break all the laws at the same time. Everybody else, 10 people. Him, thousands. So I hope he didn't have too big an influence on people your age, Connor. All right, people. It was good talking to you guys. Sorry if I vented. I guess you're telling me no, stay away from the monster because nobody made a comment about that thing. So that the conversation is less interesting for you. I feel you. I'm still going to talk. Right? Have a good weekend, people. Try to stay in if you can. I know it is the 4th of July. Maybe small gatherings. I don't know. But just be cautious, people. Be cautious. Don't sacrifice your life for no one-day event. Later.